children into the hands of teachers for the greater part of the day. The Step Up Education Centres that focuses on after-school remediation and tutoring says it's essential that parents have a healthy relationship with teachers as it is a part of a team effort to make positive progress throughout the year. Joining us from our Durban studio, we chat to Cindy Glass, the director and co-founder of the Step Up Education Centre. Good to have you, Cindy. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Leanne. It's really wonderful to be here again.
All right, so Cindy, tell us, how as a parent can you establish a good relationship with a teacher?
Well, if we remember that parents and teachers both have major influences on what's happening in a child's life, and both parents and teachers will have some sort of say in how their child is being brought up, it is absolutely essential that they work as a team to assist children in the school environment and in their learning. Remember, it's not just about academic learning, it's also about the personal development of every single child that attends school in our school system.
Yeah. You know, if we look at some teachers, however, I mean, they are bombarded with parents that want to know every step about their child. And, you know, I can imagine it's very overwhelming for a teacher to have, you know, a one-on-one relationship with every single parent that comes through her or his doors. And it must be quite difficult. So how does a teacher manage this? Because as much as a parent would like to have that, you know, focused attention, it's difficult for the teacher to give every parent the attention. How do they manage it?
Well, it is a very, very interesting situation, because you must remember that one teacher will have 30, 40, 50, 60 more children in her class at any given time. And being able to get to know and work with every single parent is almost an impossibility, except that they do offer parent-teacher evenings where parents can come and en masse and get to know the teacher, and there get the opportunity to also engage with her in areas where they feel the teacher needs to know certain things about the child and the child's learning. So there are those opportunities where they can speak to the teacher, where a lot of them get together at once. And I would encourage all parents to do that and to attend those meetings that are offered at the school, because it's not possible for a teacher to know every single parent throughout the year in her classroom.
I can only imagine. I mean, and that's why those meetings that some schools do have, you know, very regularly are so vitally important. Talk to us about what should be done at a point where a child just does not get on with a teacher, or the teacher has an issue with this child and this child can pick it up and feels very insecure around them. How do you manage something like that? Especially as a parent, obviously.
It is a very tough situation to be in, and it happens more regularly than we realize. But if a teacher and the parent choose to be partners in the upbringing of this child and focus on what the child needs and not on their personal agendas, it is a much easier situation to sit down and communicate these concerns to each other and find positive solutions. If a child is not connecting with the teacher at all and you're not able to find a positive solution with the teacher directly, then it would be very important to go a little bit higher to a head of department or even the principal to try and find solutions at work. Remember, a child who's unhappy at school will not learn as effectively as a child who's happy. But it may just be something really minor that is happening in the classroom that has been blown into something way bigger. So it is very important to go to a teacher and actually say the words, I need to communicate this to you because this is a big concern for me, and be open to hearing what the teacher has to say as well. If you work as a partnership, you will find a positive solution for the situation.
Yeah, and I can imagine this has a very, very bad impact on a child if that relationship is not right. I mean, how do you expect a child to flourish if that relationship between the teacher and the pupil is not well, and the teacher and the parent? So can there be intervention from the school? I mean, do I as a parent have the right to go to the headmaster and say, listen, it's not working? You know, how do we fix the situation?
Yeah, it is something that is a tough emotional issue to discuss, but there are solutions that can be found with that. if, like I said, if parents and teachers decide to work as partners, if the relationship is just not working and the reasons for that are really solid, then it may be an idea for the school to consider moving the child into another classroom. However, I'm always concerned about that as well, because everybody's behavioral choices are based on how they feel about themselves as a person. And it concerns me to just move a child because that child is taking himself or herself with him. So I think that before that happens, we need to look deeper and find out what the fears are within the child, what are the fears within the teacher, and try and find an amicable solution that will suit both of them.
Yeah, you know, and there's also, and I know that we dub them helicopter parents that are just so or far too involved in their child's life, and just don't let the kid get on with it. Yes. Because sometimes we underestimate the power of our own children to, you know, to solve some issues themselves. And if your kid can do it, you know, allow them to do it and stop always interfering in their lives.
Yeah. Well, as a parent, one of the greatest gifts that you can give to your children is a good sense of self and independence. Teach them the value of who they are so that they are able to cope with the various situations that take place in the classroom. So, and not just in the classroom, in their personal lives as well. So a good sense of independence is something that parents need to give their children. So parents do need to step back a little bit and allow their child even to make the mistakes that they make, because how else are they going to learn anything in life without making the mistakes that go with the learning?
Yeah, Cindy, I love the advice you always give us. Thank you again for being with us on the program. Cindy Glass is the director and co-founder of Step Up Education Centres, just talking about the importance of a great relationship between the parents and the teachers. Attend those parents-teachers evenings, bring up issues you are entitled to, and the better the relationship between you and the teacher, I suppose you'll just see those benefits with your child. So some great advice there. Let's